Hey everybody, and welcome back to Emerald Coast. We are in day 8 of midwinter, and we've got some field work to do. But first, we need to get over here and take care of our animals. So the first thing we need to do is get a hold of our tractor. I think we've got a John Deere around the corner here. Oh, yep, there it is. Let's go ahead and let's see here. Go ahead and hook up to our feed mixer, and go ahead and get some cows fed up here. You know, while we're here, let's get them some water. Gotta figure out how to cut down these tall shrubs. Right. Taking care of them. As far as water goes, on over here. And get them some power food. So in my Discord, there was a question related to power food and hay and straw. So here you can see base food is at 32% and power food is at 32%. Of course, we've got the conversion mod in, so we've got pounds instead of liters. But either rate, what's important is we see the bar charts here. They're the exact same level. Go ahead and start dumping it in there, and you'll see that both of these go up at the same time evenly till they're both at 100%. If you basically feed total mixed rations, then you don't want to feed silage and hay to your cows as a separate item. If you do, you're going to be feeding the hay silage column way too much, and basically you'll be wasting food at that point. Now the member in the Discord was saying that when he feeds mixed rations, they both go up but they don't go up evenly, and he ends up with far more hay and silage in the trough than power food. So I'm not really sure why that would be like that, because that's kind of a standard in-game mechanic. It's not a component of seasons. It's not a edit of seasons or in any way related to a geo that would be in effect that would change that. So I didn't really know what was going on, because I mean that's pretty much how I have always seen it done, is that those two columns go up evenly. Now, I have seen people feed hay and total mixed rations at the same time, and when they do that, then they run into issues because basically let's get our truck, because basically the mixed rations is putting in the hay column also, and as a result, you know, they're overfeeding the hay and going through more hay than they need to be going through. Let's go ahead and put some straw in here. Let's load up 4 bales. I don't know if we'll need all 4, but we'll just go ahead and put 4 in. Just toss them in our truck here. Oops. Gotta be careful we don't put them back in the storage stack. So once we get our animals fed, we need to run and take our service trailer down to get filled up with fuel, because we need to refuel our John Deere 7000 series tractor. to start cultivating fields 18 and 19. Got rain in the forecast, I think, for tomorrow. Let's look. We got rain in the forecast, I think, for today. Later today. So I'm going to try to see if we can't get this field cultivated up before that comes in. Let's drop those. Let's see, how are we doing on our straw? Oh, good. All right, we are still we're still breeding our chickens. So we're just going to keep breeding chickens for a while till we get a decent number of chicks. Oops. Let's go over here and need to feed our sheep. We need to put straw in for our cows. Let's take a look. So our sheep are good. We need to feed our pigs, and we need straw for our cows. So let's think our bobcat is over here. Let's go ahead and get 2 bales out. All right. Bucket off. Let's pick up all works. Let's see if we can't. Oh. And let's go get our straw to our cows. See a little bit right here. Ideally, we wouldn't want to drive with this thing up this high, but you know, we would probably be like trying to look around things, a little bit better vision. One. And we'll have to come in here and we'll have to clean out the manure here at some point. Really need to put that other bale back in the stack then. And since field 18 and 19 are over there by the pigs, we'll take care of the pigs after we get our service trailer full of fuel. Oh. Let's run over here and get our pickup truck. Pick up our fuel trailer, which is parked right here around the corner. So the astute may have noticed that our funds have gone down some since our last video. And that is because we have made a little bit of a land acquisition. We have actually purchased 2 fields. The paperwork is still being processed at the bank. but we are now the proud owners of Field 10, which is down there by Field 9. Let's show you the map. Field 10, which is down south, right beside Field 9, and we also picked up Field 12, which is arguably our largest field to date purchase. We got a heck of a deal for that field. Basically, we paid $149,000 for Field 12, and we paid $109,000 for Field 10. So we got a really good deal. Now, they tell me that Field 12 is kind of in a little bit of a floodplain area. During heavy rains, it's known to have poor drainage. So we may have a little bit of a mud problem on some parts of that field. We'll just have to be careful and take note of that. We have field work that we need to do right after a rain, and if the field hasn't had time to properly dry out. Hit the pump. Let's see here. 1089. Not a bad price today. Go ahead and up. See how well we do here. All right. Darn quick. Is a quick pump. Put 500 gallons of fuel in there that quick. All right. I really don't understand why that place doesn't do a little bit more care with their landscaping and clean out those tall brush and maybe put down some gravel. I just don't understand it. But of course, they are giving us fuel at such a rock bottom wholesale price that can't knock them too much. Definitely not the Shell station right down the street. That's for sure. Their clientele is probably a little bit more forgiving than those that are going to be frequenting the Shell. You can see here, right beside the community center, here we have our Field 12. It's got, I believe it's got canola in it already. And I believe Field 10 has barley in it at this point. All we need to do is put a couple more coats of fertilizer on there as it's growing, and then we'll be good to harvest that. Let's go over here. Pulling in here. I think our pigs need straw. Well, they're pretty good. Pretty good with straw. We'll just leave them be for now. Straw. Roll on in here. Start unloading that. Some water. Looks like we're going to have to fill up our trailer next time we go and next time we go to give these guys some food. I think we're going to have to fill up our trailer. Still working on the first load of pig food. So that 10,000 liters of pig food has gone quite well. Haven't gone through it near as fast as I thought we might. I think we'll be in a pretty good financial position to be picking up pig food. as opposed to, you know, feeding our pigs our individual crops. I think it will be best served to sell our crops when the price is right, and just pick up the bulk pig food from farmland, farmer's supply shop. We've already got our tractor up here, already set up. We set him up last night, and that's when we realized that we really needed to bring a fuel trailer in here and fuel this thing up before we got going. Oops. Pump going. Open up the fuel cap. Get this thing running. Just watch our gauge here. We'll know when it's full, when their gauge stops. Alright. Turn off our fuel pump. You know what? Probably should just go ahead and service this tractor. It is almost in the winter anyway. We're going to need to service all of our stuff here in the next week or so. Let's just go ahead and see if we can't get this taken care of. Let's do it right there. 141 bucks. Not too terrible bad. And let's just park this off to the side. Should we put it right? There we go. Don't want to get too far in the way. All right. So, I don't know what was going on with that that play course from the other day. I just have absolutely no idea what was going on with that, because it just did not want to unload at the wood chip sell point. So we're going to so field 18 and 19, they're right here, right beside each other. Can't technically plow them together because we've got some indestructible stuff here between 18 and 19. But what we can do is what we're going to do. We're going to go to field work. We're going to start recording a course. Okay? And we're basically going to drive the perimeter. Oops. We're going to drive the perimeter of both fields. Okay? And what we're going to do is we're basically going to make a custom course that will that we can use when we wish to do certain things like cultivate or plant or even harvest both of these fields at the same time. Okay? Going to up to here. Pause. Let's go ahead and position. This would have been probably best done without the cultivator attached, but hey, you know, we'll deal with it. All right, then we will unpause. Okay. And we'll go this way. And we will pause. Same thing here. Pause. Drive as straight as we can. This way. Field 18 is a little bit wider than field 19, so let's go ahead and fade up a little bit, I think. This. Okay. Pause. Back this up one last time. Pause. We'll go this direction. So now we have basically outlined the field. Let's come to a stop point here. Stop. And we're going to save this as field 18 and 19 combined. Okay? So, now we're going to go here and we're going to do currently loaded. We're going to go to generate course. We're going to do currently loaded course. Go ahead and detect our working width. Yep. Starting direction. It's current vehicle position. So let's just go ahead and get lined up. Okay. And we want to go automatic. And we want to do, let's do 2 headlands because I think that'll work best. This, and we're going to do generate course. Let's go ahead and show the course. See kind of what it looks like. Alright. Of course, we might have to do a little bit of cleanup work. Let's lower that down. Let's do nearest waypoint. Start. Alright. So before we save this, we're going to basically see how well this does the job. Okay. Obviously, we could have detected our field a little bit closer to the boundary. Looks like we could either have to redo this to get a little bit closer, or just have a little bit we'll have to touch up in the end. You know, we're going to have to touch up these corners anyway. But you know, basically, you get the gist of this. It's a little you're going on a lot of faith in trying to demonstrate courseplay in a video like this where it's one cut. I'm not trying this and then say, oh, it didn't work out the way I wanted it to, and come back and try it again. This particular video is one cut, and you know, you can get the principle of the fact, and then you can come back later, and every field's going to be a little bit different. Every piece of equipment is going to be a little different. But the gist is that you've got the overall principle of the concept going. But like I said, I can't merge these two fields together because this grass over here is indestructible. If we brought a plow through here, these 3 strips of grass would remain. They wouldn't go away. So we would forever have these 3 strips of grass in here. This dirt here might go away. So it might be weird. We'd have, you know, field, 3 strips of grass, and field again. So we're just basically not in a position to really merge these two fields together. But what we can do using courseplay is basically have the tractor work both of these fields as if they're one. So we can have it seed these fields as if it's one, and not really need to have to do two independent courseplay courses to get the same job done. So I think if I did this next time, I would probably run the center of the tractor around the boundary line. When I did this particular course, I had kind of more of the wheels, the outside wheels at the outside boundary. As you can see clearly, we are a little bit on the inside of all of the fields, all four sides. But that kind of gets you the principle of the whole thing. Let's see, are we dropping? Nope, we are not dropping any. We are not compacting the soil, thankfully, doing this. I was a little worried that we would compact the soil based on soil moisture. We are at 48% soil moisture, but looking at the PDA, see the pink is getting outlined with no color at all, so it's being erased as we are cultivating. So we're basically eliminating our compaction that resulted in last year's harvest. So then the key is we can come through here, hopefully, and seed for the rain, and hopefully that seeding will also not invoke compaction, and then we'll be in a pretty good state to have a fairly lightly compacted field for our crop to grow in. I think this guy's having a hard time making the turn, but that's just because John Deeres don't seem to turn at all. They seem to like to go straight. I think he's having a hard time making that turn. Okay, whatever. Whatever floats your boat, dude. See how he does on this corner. I've noticed this particular tractor doesn't turn the greatest. So he's going to do 2 headlands, and then he's going to start doing his up and down passes. See, he is racing the compaction, which is a pretty good thing. Going away. And we are getting our second state of fertilization. So when we come through here with our planter, in fact, let's just go ahead and go back to the cow farm and hook up our planter. And bring it down here. Pull the mud. Oh, come on. Let's go, let's go. We don't want to get stuck. Saw that great demand for barley. I think we've already sold our barley. We had a pretty good price for barley the other day. Let me see. Now, we've already sold our barley. I think if I knew that great demand was coming, I could have made a couple more bucks per bushel. But I think we sold it at like $14 a bushel. But that's life as a farmer. You kind of gamble, and you sell it when you think the price is going to benefit you. But you never know, the next day it might be a whole lot better. Or the next day it might be a lot worse. Really, it's hard to tell what might happen. Heading into spring in a pretty good condition. All of our fields are planted except for 18 and 19. Looks like we're going to be able to get those done If not today, tomorrow for sure. And then that will leave us with a few days into late winter, just to kind of chill out and take it easy. Let's see here. Lower our cedar down and get out. Let's check things. 6410 is causing light compaction. Cedar is causing no compaction. Let's go. Tires are pretty much as low as they're going to go. Let's drop them. Let's see if we can drop them a little bit more. But we might not be able to really do too much about this. Might wait off on seeding until tomorrow, just to give the ground a little bit more opportunity to dry out. Low as we can go. Our compaction. Oh, shut that door. This thing doesn't, actually this cedar does not fertilize. Need to come back and put a coat of fertilizer on there once we're done seeding. Thinking about picking up a larger sprayer now that we've got field 12. Thinking about picking up a larger sprayer. May look and see about what kind of prices they have on sprayers with a little further reach. This fertilized spreader that we've been using from the fertilizer company works pretty good, but those tires, they can cause crop damage if we have to put fertilizer on the crop after it's come up. It's not really the best idea to put granular fertilizer down once the crops come up anyway, because the granular fertilizer might settle on the plant and kind of burn it. So spraying is really advised for once the crops come up. And like I said, field 12 is fairly big compared to our other fields, so we're going to want to get that taken care of. And I've also heard there is a used forage harvester, self-propelled forage harvester out there that we might be interested in picking up. We're going to need one for our poplar once it comes, and we might be able to make use of it with respect to our grass fields. And I'm thinking about putting in some corn next year. Oops. Thinking about putting some corn in next year and basically seeing how that works out for us. I think this guy over here is doing the spinny spin circles of death out here. So we're going to see if maybe we can save this guy. Oh. Let's just go see if we can save this guy some pain and agony. Get him back on the right course. Go. Get him back on the right course. And with that, I'm going to leave you guys. His inability to turn is 100% a problem with the fact that he can't turn worth a darn. So what we could do is we can go down here. Here it is. We can go to these three like level indicators, and we can increase the turning circle. 14, let's say to 20. Basically telling Courseplay it's going to take a lot more room for this guy to turn around, and maybe he'll be able to navigate the turns a little better. But his inability to make these turns is 100% on this tractor, and that is all. So guys, I want to thank you for coming out and watching. If you liked the video, please click the like button. And until next time, happy farming.